one of like the best highs I think you can ever have. You know, Murder 2 became such a big hit. Alice in Wonderland, because it's like Rishi Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor, Mitunda, Akshay Kumar, John Abraham, Asin. I'd love to work with Amir Khan. Akshay, he's a big prankster. At the end of the day, he's still a nice person. Combination of sweet and sensuous and innocent yet very sexy. Hi, this is Jacqueline Fernandes and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
We've done many interviews with Jacqueline Fernandes, but when I saw Murder 2, my reaction was, man, we never knew that she can be so hot and so amazing. We have with us Jacqueline Fernandes once again. Pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama, first of all.
Thanks for saying I could act.
No,
I was waiting for that.
Basically, the persona was fantastic. I think the persona was fantastic. Maybe the length of the role could have been more.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Belated happy birthday to you for 11th August.
Thank you. I got your wishes from Bollywood Hungama. It's very touching.
No, you've been associated with Bollywood Hungama. You had your first hit, which has turned out to be a big hit in Murder 2. I'm sure that the perceptions change immediately after a hit in Bollywood. I think that's the way the world is. How has been the life for you post Murder 2?
I arrived into Bombay after shooting Houseful the day that Murder 2 released. It was, I think, just amazing how well Murder 2 did, because from the minute I landed into Bombay, I just noticed this completely different look, like on everyone's faces, and it was something I'd never experienced before. And I was like, okay, I know Murder did well, I know Murder 2 did well. And then as the days went by, the weeks went by, it almost just seemed a little bit unreal. Like, it never really sunk in that, you know, Murder 2 became such a big hit. People are like a little bit more different. Like, they kind of change a little bit towards you. Or maybe it's just that I feel that they've changed, you know. But it's a great high. It's one of like the best highs I think you can ever have. Like, you know, just to know that your movie's done well. And Murder 2 as well, it was such a different film for me. And it was such a risk for me as well.
Risk in what way?
It was a very big risk. I mean, like, when I first was offered Murder 2, I was like, my initial reaction was, I don't want to go there. Like, I just...
Because of the exposure part?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I was very afraid to kind of delve into that kind of area. I wasn't confident enough, I think, as well, as an actor. I knew what the script and what the role also demanded, and I was like, will I get stereotyped? Will I get slotted? I was like, what's the exposure going to be like? I just didn't want there to be a negativity attached to it or anything to go wrong, and I was scared, you know, that so many people would perceive me in a different way. All these thoughts are running through my head, and then Hatsab asked me to come in for a narration. He's like, at least just hear out the script. And when I heard the script, I was like, this actually has nothing to do, because we all remember Murder 1, you know, and that in itself was a very, very passionate, you know, sensuous movie. It had to be, because it was about an extramarital affair, you know, but Murder 2 was actually a psycho murderer on the loose, and people's lives getting affected and getting sucked into this guy's evilness. I really liked the script. I actually thought that this is something that could work. And when I saw Priya's character as well, I saw some like a character that was, in a way, innocent and good and, you know, modern. This doesn't kind of like, you know, deceive people, or this doesn't like cross the borders or anything. I was like, it only has to go as far as you want to allow it to go. And I was like, maybe I can just pull this off, you know. And so when the movie did well, I was like, oh my God, you know, like it was such a huge sigh of relief for me, because it was something I really worked hard towards. I mean, like, it was the first time I was doing a thriller. It was the first time I was like enacting such like gruesome, like, you know, crazy scenes, and I was just so afraid how it would be taken, and it just went off smoothly.
Okay, what is your role in Houseful all about? You enjoying yourself over there?
It's amazing to be part of such a huge cast. Like, I mean, the closest thing I came to that was maybe in Aladdin, which was with Amitabh Bachchan, Sanjay Dutt, you know, like Ritesh Deshmukh. But Houseful has about 16 main cast, you know, like 16 main actors. And so for me as well, it's like an Alice in Wonderland, because it's like, you know, senior actors like Rishi Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor, then, you know, Mitunda. And then, of course, there's like, you know, Akshay Kumar, Kumar, John Abraham, Asin, so for me, it's like a kid in a candy store. It's like amazing to be able to just work with all of them, to do scenes with all of them, to interact, to perform with all of them. And it really is a lot of fun, when you get like this huge team going. And we shot in London as well. It's even better when you have a shoot abroad, then there's so many other things you can do, and see, and it's not Bombay. You don't have to go back home, you can hang out.
Do you have a item song or like a fun number in the film?
We have a lot of fun numbers actually. We have a night song, and there is definitely going to be an item song as well.
All of them are together in that?
We have 2 or 3 songs with the cast of the movie. Then there will be probably something separate, like the item song. I don't know how they're planning on picturizing the item song, but I think they're going to introduce someone new or bring in someone who's not from the movie.
Okay, like
how I was in Tanno.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Ras 3, what about Ras 3?
Ras 3 looks really exciting. We are looking at a completely different side of horror that has not really been explored, in Hindi cinema. So I think it's looking good. They're still scripting it. They're still kind of like in the middle of it, Vikram and the writers. But the role is looking fab. I mean, I actually said yes. Again, I thought it through. I'm like, okay, Raz 3, I was like, do I need to get into horror? I was like, what can I do? The minute I heard the role, I was like, very cool role. I'd never be able to kind of get one of these. They don't come every day, so definitely. Very cool role.
We've heard that you recently had a meeting with Mr. Rakesh Roshan and Hrithik Roshan for around 3 hours. So, has that got anything to do with Krish, or are you doing some movie with them?
We are in talks at the moment, but like I said, we're still in talks. So let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I think once they're able to make an announcement, I think once things get confirmed, then it'll be a better time to talk about.
So you may be that's I think breaking news. In fact, Jacqueline Fernandes can be in Krish. So that'll be interesting. Your ad with Amir Khan recently. I think you guys share a fantastic chemistry in that particular ad. So have you discussed with Amir at any point of time?
Any more surprises?
I'm not Sam.
I know.
I'd love to work with Amir Khan. I think, obviously, from his movies and the kind of, like his performances and him as an actor, he is fantastic. I mean, it doesn't take anyone to actually meet him to find that out. But having met him and having even worked with him, I was like just blown away. Like he's just so chilled out. I mean, of course, like I always say that an actor is, a human being, what I mean? Like you always think of an actor as like, oh my God, you don't know what impression to give them. But on having met him, I was like, wow, this guy was really cool to work with. And it's just nice when you can get along with someone, I think, who you're working with. And he just seems like one of those people who would kind of be there, who would kind of help you for the betterment of the entire film.
Definitely.
So...
Jacqueline, we've taken a few questions from your fans on Twitter, and in fact, the complaint is that why are you not active on Twitter for a very, very long time?
I was on Twitter, but people can be very mean. People can be very mean, and I don't want to wake up, and I think people don't realize how you can affect someone sometimes. I think they see actors as maybe like some supernatural beings or something who like... kind of wake up in the morning and life is perfect, but little things like these do affect. Well, I'm very sensitive. I was on Twitter and I got off as soon as I came on because small things could upset me and people can be very mean on Twitter.
Komal 187, describe Imran in 3 words about how he's off screen.
Imran is humorous, honest, and sarcastic.
Fantastic. In fact, your last interview that we did with Imran, we got around more than 1.2 lakh video views for that, and I think it got a fabulous response.
It was fab, though. It was a really good one. Yeah, that's because of him. He's a very cool guy to work.
No, I think both of you, the chemistry.
We get along very well.
Yeah. Komal also says that Ritesh or Imran, who's more fun and on set?
Well, see, Ritesh can be very spoofy and very prank. He can play on a lot of pranks and everything, and so that he brings a lot of life to the set that way. He has a great energy. Imran, on the other hand, in his own little kind of dark sense of humor kind of way, he can also bring a lot of like life and humor to the sets, So they both have their own way of kind of making people laugh, making people smile.
Choose one.
Choose one. For me, Ritesh is the person that I debuted with, and for me, he's been a friend for much longer. I've known him since I've been here.
We are not getting a clear answer on that one.
No, it's Ritesh.
Okay. Siptain R2009. For Jacqueline, how does she feel about being the only one out of the 3 actresses to be donning a bikini in Houseful 2? Is it true?
No, there's no bikinis in Houseful 2.
There's no bikini in Houseful
There's
2.
no
So
bikinis
Siptain,
in
your information is
Yes.
wrong. Trav, love yourself.
These all come on your Twitter site.
Yeah. She has been inactive for a while. Why is it so? And do you plan to come back on Twitter?
I don't think I'll be back on Twitter. I think once you guys start being nicer, maybe I will come back.
Komal 187 once again. Choose love or fame?
Choose love. I mean, why do you have to choose? You can have both.
You can have both? Okay. Indoor or outdoor shooting?
Outdoor,
Original script or remakes?
original scripts,
Action or romance?
action.
Puri SSP, ask her about her role in Houseful 2 and how was it working with Akshay, Rishi Kapoor, Randhir Kapoor and Mithun.
Basically, my role in Houseful 2 is this girl from a very typical Punjabi family based in England. That way, I'm very kind of like, even though I'm westernized, at the same time, I come from a very traditional family. So it's a very fun role. It's a very different role actually for me to play. I haven't really got into that whole kind of traditional family kind of role and character. Obviously, working with Akshay, I shot with him for Apni To Jaise Taise. He's a big prankster. He is a very big prankster. I experienced my first prank over there. But at the end of the day, he's still a nice person, you know, and he brings so much to a scene that you as an actor want to be so involved. And he elevates everything, which is amazing, which was what I noticed about working with him. Rishi Kapoor as well, I think one of the finest, most amazing actors we have in the country. I mean, I am in awe. Every time he takes a shot, I'm just like, oh my God, he's so amazing. Like what he brings to the character is, I mean, he's one of a kind, seriously. Mitunda, I did one shot with him. He shut everyone up. You know, he shut everyone up because he had to kind of come in there and like eye everyone up, and then everyone, even though we were supposed to be acting that we were scared, I think everyone was very scared.
Talking about tradition as far as Jacqueline Fernandes is concerned, we were there at IFA in Colombo, and the kind of response that she got from all the Sri Lankans over there, and all the traditional stuff I believe that you did at various functions and all was, we were testimony to that, so I think you do have a lot of tradition in place. Everything is in place, it's just a matter of time, I would say. Jasmine Billing, Jackie is so pretty, please ask her what place during an outdoor has she had the most fun shooting?
Well, London was really fun. It was my first out of India shoot. So London was very fun for me when we were shooting Houseful 2. And even Goa, surprisingly, like I wasn't really someone who was a big fan of vacationing in Goa. But when we shot Murder 2 in Goa, I think maybe it was the crew and the team, Mohit Suri, Imran Hashmi, all the ADs were like really young, you know. So I think we had a lot of fun. And also, I didn't have that much to do in Goa for Murder 2 because we shot most of the indoor stuff in Bombay. So during the day, I was going paragliding and parasailing and eating, you know, like vindaloo and all that stuff. So it was actually a lot of fun, yeah.
Priya64, how has been her journey in Bollywood industry so far?
I think I've grown up a lot. I don't know, from the first interview, I don't know if you've noticed it.
The best part is, I think, even the first interview that we did with you, the vivaciousness and the confidence level were always very high. So I think it's going from strength to strength. Because, you know, in Bollywood, it's the hits that count at the end of the day.
It is, I know.
You have a hit under your belt, so I'm sure that things will fall into place.
A lot of people like say, you know, the minute you kind of maybe had a hit or a tasted success, a lot of people say, point fingers at you and are like, you know, you've changed, or, you know, but you haven't really changed, you know, like everything is exactly the way it is. Sometimes you feel people around you have changed, or the way they are towards you, like, you know, it's really funny. Like I've kind of noticed that, you know, after Murder 2. I don't think I've changed. I think in my head I've maybe become a lot more aware, people, of, you know, my work, being also a lot more cautious about, like, because I mean, at the end of the day, it is your career, you know. You only want to do what's right for your career. You don't want to jeopardize it in any way. Even after you've had a hit, there's still decisions that you have to make after you've had a hit that are very detrimental. So yeah, I'm still I'm maybe a little bit more cautious now, you know, that hopefully things continue doing well, like I continue doing well, and you know.
Our personal experience has been at Bollywood Hungama that she was friendly when we first met her, and she's genuinely friendly even today as well. So there's nothing has changed as far as that thing is concerned.
Yay! Okay, good.
Zeba Khan, thoughts on getting her first big hit with Murder 2?
it's a different kind of high, I think. It's something I'd never really experienced, and it is a very good feeling. Like, you don't want it to end. Like, I'm still kind of floating, you know, like after the murder, even though it's been over a month. I'm just so happy, and it's not, I'm happy that I did well. It's like, I'm so happy that our entire team did well. Everyone is happy, you know, like from Bhatsab to Mohit Suri to Imran Hashmi. It's like, it's so nice.
You go into Vivacious Films office and you see Mukesh Bhatt right now.
Yeah, he has like smile like from here to here, like, you know, he's so, everyone's so happy, and like that celebration, that positivity, like it's such a great feeling. It really is.
Cute Vidhi. My question for Jacqueline is, who was her inspiration to become an actress?
No one's really. I mean, I didn't look at certain actresses and go, oh my God, I need to be an actress and stuff. Once I got into acting, someone that I really started kind of admiring and liking her movies and was Marilyn Monroe. I just thought she was, you know, she was this amazing combination of sweet and sensuous and innocent yet very sexy. Like, you know, there was something, and I started watching a lot of her movies.
Enigma, a bit of an enigma or something?
Yeah, she really was, and she was a mystery.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
Such a beautiful smile, such a full smile, but at the same time, knowing her history and knowing how her life ended, you understand that there was a lot of pain as well. And I knew from a very young age this is what I wanted to do.
You write as well for newspapers and all. Are you still doing it?
No, I mean, when I was living in Sri Lanka, I did write a daily. I did write for the daily, but like a weekly kind of column. And I did work for TV channels, news channels, broadcasting, like all that stuff.
You're not pursuing that anymore?
No, it was something. I mean, you know, when I'd been to college, when I'd finished university. When I'd finished school, high school actually, like when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actress, I want to do this, I want to, you know, go to Hollywood and stuff. And then as I was getting a bit older, I was like, you know what, maybe it's a bit far-fetched. I don't think, I mean, who am I trying to kid, you know? And so I decided to go study and maybe just get into media, because I knew I wanted to do something that involved cameras, lights, you know, something like that. And I was like, media might be a better option for me. It's like an attainable goal. And it's just funny, destiny, I think, just carries you to where you need to be. You know, without even really trying, I think. I was brought to India, which is, I never saw myself here. But I was brought here, and I am doing exactly, I think, what I wanted to do when I was a kid.
रात रुक जाए बात थम जाए तेरी बाहों में.
That was Jacqueline Fernandes on a very special meet and greet with Bollywood Hungama. She's had fun interacting with her fans today. She's spoken about the mere high of being a part of a successful film like Murder 2 and what it means to her. A successful actress. Now she's having some interesting projects in Houseful 2 and Ras 3 coming up. And in all probability, she will be part of Krish next part as well. Thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama. Lovely to have you, and all the best wishes for all your future ventures.
Thank you so
much. We really
much.
look forward to more movies from you and lots of successful films, in fact.
Yes, absolutely. And more fan meet and greets.
More fan and meet and greet only on Bollywood Hungama.
Absolutely.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.